I would like to hand over to Yaël, because also one important part of the project was the communication within ETH and also public communication. So Yaël, please.
Thank you very much, Christian. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation about the communication we did for the CoVMass project. Let's start the presentation. So, yes, my name is Yaël Weissmann. I'm from the project team Medicine at ETH from the department Health Sciences and Technology. So I work with Jörg Goldhahn. And today I want to tell you something more about the whys, the hows, the challenges, the actual communication activities we did for CoVMass. So I'd like to start off with why one should hire a communication expert for a project. And I think the next pictures illustrates it very well. Here we have CoVMass, and here we have the information the users really need to know. So one very important step or part of the communication is to find out who is my target group and how can I reach them. So how can I reach them so they do what I want them to do, so to follow the instructions or to get tested. And also I think this picture shows that in the communication you don't, or you shouldn't highlight the most important elements of the project for the team. You have to identify the most important information for your target group, because otherwise you have a crowded website which is more confusing than helpful for users. And if people can't find the registration button, they won't get tested, and the whole project. So like every good story, we had some challenges to overcome for the communications. The two big ones were we almost had no lead time, but still it was a very complex and dynamic project. So Corona is always a minefield. We had so many different people, and most of us haven't seen each other in real life, so it makes it a little bit harder to communicate or to work together. Yes, and also because we had no lead time, I wasn't able to create a communication concept, which helps to define the target group, like how should we talk to people, what are our goals. So we just had to keep it simple and smart. And so like big communication challenge was we had a complex dynamic project, we had no lead time, but we had to find the relevant information. To do so, I had 4 lead questions that helped me through the process, and I'd like to share them with you because I think everyone could and should use them in their every day. So the first one is, of course, what information is relevant, and here you have to be, very strict. So, for example, for the web page, the header isn't CoVMass project. The website header is testing at ETH. So, because the only relevant information, most relevant information for the users are, I can get tested at ETH. Where can I get tested? How can I get tested? And is it free or do I have to pay? So we really have to, find the important information and structure it as well. The next one is, I think, probably one of the most important ones. Would a 12-year-old be able to understand it? If not, please rewrite it. If you have super important information, but no one really understands it, it doesn't really do its job. And if something isn't possible to, I should say, dumb it down, you can always put it in the FAQ, but never forget to do that. So the next one really goes hand in hand with the last one. Is the information correct despite reduction? So in the process of making a sentence simpler, often important information gets lost or the meaning changes. So always take care of this one. And the last one is my favorite, and I think it was the most important one for the CoVMass project is, could it be misunderstood in any way? Is it clear enough? Or to rephrase it, in which way could it be interpreted as well? So I think what David and Amapola mentioned earlier, we had some problems with the saliva sample instruction sheet. So we had this very thick mucus and not liquid saliva as we wanted it. So we really had to rethink how could we rephrase the instructions and where could we add it to the website. And also I can show you, well, actually, I will show you the pictures and David already showed you from how people misunderstood our, we thought, very clear directions. So yeah, the CoVMass project was or is a very complex, dynamic project, but it's also very interesting for communications, since it has many layers and levels, and it shows different areas and ways how you can use communication in your project. I tried to structure them a little bit. Of course, the lines are blurred, but it should give you a better picture. So we have communication that is essential for the workflow. This means, for example, the wording for the registration, the mails with the results, the landing page so people can get to the registration, yes, and so on and so on. Also a basic instruction. So here we have the essential communication essential for the workflow, with the goal we want the system to work. Without the mailings, without an explanations, what is the second factor and how can I use it, the process won't work. The next level is about information and to improve usability. This can mean to add more content to the website, give more instructions, like with an instruction video. Yes, and the main goal is we want people to get tested. We want to inform them. You have possibility to get tested, and we also want to get the people tested correctly, so they really follow each step correctly. And the last one is probably the most fun one and creative one. It's advertisement and about the project and documentation. This includes like posters or advertisement in the buses. And with the goal, we want people to know more about CoVMass. It gives you the possibility to get to highlight collaborations. It's very important to get more people to use CoVMass to really reach them. And also it gives you the possibility to get across your messages. So here I have some examples for the goal we wanted to work. We have mailings and SMS. We have the screens for the automats where we had little icons and simple sentences. We had the ETH website and we had the instruction for we want people to use it correctly. We had more website content where we tried to make it as appealing to the eye as possible. Also, it includes public relations. It includes an instruction video, which I'd like to show you so you have a better idea of what we did. Since time is limited, I doubled the speed. And I hope my Wi-Fi is strong enough. So I show it. So here you see the whole process for the user. So yes, if you want to see the video in normal speed and with sounds, you can go to our website and rewatch it again. There is also another video, but I will come to that later. So yeah, the last one is the one that more people to know about CoVMass and to highlight collabs to get the messages across. Here we created a short advertisement video, which you can watch if you're driving with the ETH link, the bus, or if you go to the ETH info centers. Also, JD and I, we created a website, a second website where we have more freedom to put information on it, more than we have on the classical ETH site, but still work in progress. But here we'll have the possibility to put more background information to highlight the groups a little bit more. Also, we had posters, so more people on the campus knew, okay, now we have a test station at Hönckeberg. There it is, there I can get more information. And I think that, I don't know if it's an English word, the hard piece and the biggest thing communication-wise was the CoVMass project video. You see, it's not, it wasn't necessarily essential, but I think it's a wonderful video to show how the group worked together, to show a little behind the scenes. It's a documentation about the work we did together. And here I have some screenshots. You can see some familiar faces here. And also here you have pictures from the hackathon. You see our key messages like automation. We can answer questions about data security. We can give more information about how we do it. Like we have a pivoting robot and we don't have a person who puts all the saliva together. And really the main part is we can get also a little bit more political messages across, like ETH can contribute innovative solutions to overcome the current challenges. I think this is also an important message of this video. Also, I would recommend it to watch. It's also on the website. Yes, and I think you see all the people you've seen this morning. So yes, the last page isn't actually as funny as I thought it would be, because David already showed it to you. It should show how hard you try to make it clear and the communication simple. People will still find a way to misunderstand it. So they want to add extra hygiene, or I don't know what they wanted to do here. So don't get frustrated. You just have to see if many people put it in a little bag. You have to change the instructions. You have to change the website. So in a project like this, you just have to stay dynamic and be able to change your communication on the go. So yeah, I think this was the most important information about what we had to think about during the communication, what we actually did. And yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And otherwise, I thank you for your attention and wish you a lovely day.